sugar water will be gone in a few hours. They'll drink it down. Had a bee on the, when they get ready to, when they get upset, not upset, everybody uses that word like they have a human emotion, but when they do get their pheromone turned on to where they're in attack mode, I guess you could say, it's interesting as they're climbing over a surface looking for a place to sting. Their wings are just going crazy. They're just buzzing, and that you can really tell it's a very distinct sound and movement when they're on you. But I was going to demonstrate, but it was too fast. I had one on the brush that was mad at the brush looking for a place to sting, but the general smell in the air is such that, or the general activity with them is such that they're real mellow. So within just a few seconds, the bee turned that back off and went right back on the box, started working her way up towards the top. So, all right, now's a good example of a lot of the fanning. See those bees right there, just sitting there fanning in the air. Got a rear end in the air, just fanning away. She's telling the other bees, come on in, this is the place. Notice we're getting less and less on the front. Still quite a bit on the bottle, but that's just because they like the warmth of it. Box is getting less and less. I'll back off so you can see the general movement is pretty much about a third left of what it was. With the white board there, you can really see them when they're moving. Down at the bottom, they haven't quite caught the hint yet, but they will. You can see the other ones, they're moving up. Little cattle, that's what they remind me of. Getting a lot of bees at the front now, fanning, and that smell will carry down. You tell the bees down here at the bottom, hey, time to move up right now. We don't have a lot of activity from them, they're just kind of sitting. But as you get up about halfway up the box, suddenly you've got more and more movement heading that way. Collective mind. Probably have to do some trimming on this video, but otherwise whoever's watching will pass out from all the movement. There's a bee on the front of that was angry for a second. Let's see if I can show you that. It's really interesting. If I get one on there that's angry, that wants to sting it. There's one right there. They're burrowing in, trying to find a way to sting it. Then just within a few seconds, they come out. They're happy again. They get over that real quick when they're in this swarm line. Now you might have on a normal hive, you might get one that would stick with you for a good 5 minutes if they're really angry, but today everybody's happy. There's actually the neat thing about these large groups like this is that they put off enough pheromone as a whole where they're all moving together and all fanning like this. They put off enough of a pheromone that it becomes something you can smell really distinctly in the air. So I'm going to adjust the camera here. All right, we got a good example of a lot of them fanning here. There. All those girls are just fanning away. So I'm going to back it off a little bit here. Just sitting there fanning their pheromone down, telling the other bees, come on up. Still got a small mass here that hasn't figured out what's going on. This is one I just brushed up, but it won't take long for the smell to get to them. And there at the entrance, we've just got tons of them. it is. I'll see if I can zoom in here. Hard to operate this camera with the gloves on. Beautiful example of fanning. Fanning that pheromone down. As the bees pick it up, they work their way forward. There you go. There's some girls that are smelling and heading that way. Board's just about empty now, as everything's moved up and in. A lot of them near the entrance now saying, come on in. I'm going to move my smoker. It's been kind of just gently kicking up smoke into the air, but it isn't helping the pheromones, so let's get that out of there. One of the interesting things I was saying earlier is you can smell the pheromones in the air when they're doing this. It's a very sweet smell. It's distinct. There's nothing like it anywhere, but it's very sweet. On the opposite side of that, there's been times where I was working colonies at this last, earlier this spring actually, working with all my colonies over where I've got them together. Moved from Kansas, brought them all over. I was working with them, and I didn't take the time to set up the smoker. I just was adding tar paper to the outside to keep them warm for the winter, so I'm stapling on the boxes, and the colonies got themselves worked up pretty good. By the time they got done, boy, it took me a while to get everything calmed down, but the smell from the pheromones from the attacking pheromone, whatever that is also very distinct, and it's kind of a putrid smell. It smells almost like something rotting. Pretty interesting, however, that they can have all those smells. Okay, so what I've got now, just as a little interesting side note, we've got a lot of bees clustered down here that I'm going to probably sweep on up here in a second, but right here at the base, there's some part of that juniper tree or something has the bees' attention. The smell, it might even be the queen. I don't know. Let's see here if I can. It could very well be the queen. In fact, it looks like it may be. Can't tell for sure. She'd have been real young, and if she is the queen, they are really attached to her. That could well be the queen right there. She's got a long enough body on her, but when they're new like this and newly mated, sometimes they can't hardly be distinguished. If it is the queen, however, of course, she's either dead or she's they go kind of comatose sometimes, but she looks like they might well be the queen. One of the downsides to this one, if she was just comatose, which they sometimes get, is that they've chewed off her legs, so I'll re-queen anyway. I bet that's the queen because I've got enough sticking around her. Yeah, she's moving, so put her up near the entrance. They can haul her off if she's dead. Anyway, it looks like I'll probably have to reintroduce to this group if that was her, which is okay too. Alright, we're going to do a brush up here. Her angry bee, she's burrowing in, she's going to she's not bad anymore. There you go. Alright, so now we've got the remnants kind of working their way up. That's about it. Everything's pretty much in. So if I lift the top now, you'll be able to see they're all in. I've got it balanced because there's a small swarm right on the Small swarm right on the top of the lid, so I'll probably knock those down in and then put the lid down tight. And then maybe block the entrance a little bit to keep any from the other colony from getting in there and stealing their sugar water. The bees that were down here at the bottom that were hovering over that one bee, the queen, they're protective of her like that, dead or alive. If she has the smell on her, boy, they're just all over her, so not uncommon. Put the camera down.